YouTube channel, and today I'm going to, if you couldn't tell by the title, show you how to fix a scrunchie that has broken. Now, if it's cut in half, that's going to be a bit harder to fix. Really, all I have to do is sew that, but I'm going to show you how to fix it to be like a real scrunchie from this position. So, yeah. But I do want to say that it is pretty easy, and you guys are probably like, how can you do that? Well, you're gonna have to keep watching to figure that out. But this one I just fixed. Like, it was broken, it broke yesterday, and look, it's sewn together. I just fixed it too, so yeah. And so we're going to show you how to fix this scrunchie. Let's get on with the video. To do this, the things you're going to need is scissors. Where'd the scrunchie go? Oh, your broken scrunchie, sewing needle, or thread and needle. Because I have my needle right here, and as you can see, I did just sew. And I have all my thread right here. So I'm going to go for the color that looks the most like the scrunchie. And yeah, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut up the seam of the scrunchie towards like this. And you can reach in and grab the, the elastic in it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to reach in and you're going to find the elastic. So you're literally just going to do this and pull the scrunchie up till you find the elastic. And once you get that elastic on the first side, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy, but now you have to go ahead and find the second one, which is going to be the harder one. You know why? Because now you've pulled the elastic on this side out, meaning it's pulling the other side of the elastic out with it. But you want to keep a hold of the other side of the scrunchie while you're finding the other. Because when you find the other, you're basically pulling up the elastic, which is basically pulling the other side of the elastic as well. But once you have both of them, you see, now it's kind of pulled together. What you're going to do is you're going to pull them out far enough to where you can tie them. And it might make the scrunchie smaller, but it'll also make it easier to hold your hair up if you have thicker hair. But you're just going to double knot it. Alright? And then what I do is I take this and I just go like this. And I pull it a little bit because what it does is it scoots up a little bit to where you have barely of this left and it's still a scrunchie. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your thread and you're going to thread it through your needle. It's weird to just see me doing this, but basically what you're doing is tying the inside and then sewing the inside. Because once you have it tied, that's probably not going to stay. So once you have it tied, you want to just sew it. Literally all you're going to do is move the flaps back, pull this up, hold it like this, take your needle and thread, put it through the knot. you want to put it through the knot. And it's hard to just hold it like that, so you might want to put your finger on it when you're first putting it in, but as soon as you get it at least halfway in or a third way in, you don't want to keep your finger there because you can really hurt your finger. It can draw blood. It's a needle. But that's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna do that a couple times, and it doesn't have to go all the way through the knot. Like it can be barely through the knot and be perfectly fine. But the better way to keep it from ripping is to put it all the way through the knot. And this is a great explanation why you should carry a needle and thread with you at school, at home, because, like, let's say your scrunchie breaks while you're at school and it's the only thing you have. Next period's PE, so you're stressing out. And everyone else you've asked has said that they don't have an extra one. What do? Well, you take a needle and thread to school, and when you couldn't get in trouble, or like when you have a free time where the teacher's out of the room for a couple minutes, this could be a quick fix. Now, if it's a giant scrunchie, it'll probably take a longer time. But now that we have it through this a bunch of times, what you're going to do is you're going to just start going up the thing. Oh my god. Ouch. Just poked myself. Yay. Alright, but you're just going to put it through the one that's not knotted. The part that's not knotted. But it's the extra bit of stuff that you had to tie. The extra bit of elastic, that's what it's called. And you're just going to go all the way up. And you're not just going to tie it off when you get to the top of this. What you're going to do is, hold on, let me get to the very top and then I'll tell you. But while we're waiting for me to get up to the top, I do want to say, if you're at school, you might want to watch out for teachers when you're doing this, because a needle could potentially be a weapon. You could stab someone and you could kill someone. So you want to do this when the teacher isn't really looking, or if you have a really cool teacher and they let you do anything, well, yeah, sure. But once you have it all the way up to the top, what you're going to do is you're going to bend it the opposite way of where the thread is coming out of. So you see how the thread's coming out of this side? What you're going to do is you want to bend it that way, so that you can still see the thread's coming out of that side and it's not coming out of the other. Because you're going to want to go from that side, and you're just going to want to thread the rest of the way up on here, because you also don't want it to look really bad in the scrunchie. So, oops. Just, do that. I'm trying not to poke myself, yet I still am poking myself. So yeah. But now that you've done that, you want to take your two fingers, go like that, put it through the middle, and pull it. Then you don't just want to let go of it. What you want to do is you want to take your finger and you want to put it right on the knot and then pull. So I'll do that again, and I'll probably put this in slow motion. Ta-da! And you can do it more than twice, but you want to do it more than once. I know that. And if you really don't care if, like, how it cuts, ugh. If you really don't care about your scrunchie, you could just throw it away. But if you really care about your scrunchie, you would probably do this. Now that you have it like this, it looks like this, and it looks pretty dumb, so you're not just going to leave it like that. What you're going to do is you're going to put it down in the scrunchie bit, and you're going to sew these together. So you're going to tie a knot at the back of your thread again, and you should have pulled off enough thread that you don't have to put any more on. If you have to put more thread on, that's completely fine, I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. So now you're just gonna sew up the hole. That's literally what you're gonna do. Literally. Sorry. But you're just going to sew it back up, and yeah. So while I am sewing it up, I do want to talk to you about how it takes a lot of skill to sew, because you're sewing with a very, very, very sharp needle. And so hot glue would be better if you are under, I'm going to say 13. I started sewing when I was 12, but that's because I had parent supervision. So if you have parent supervision and you're 11 or 12, go ahead. If you don't have parent vision, you probably don't want to do that, because again, it is a very, very, very sharp needle, and if you poke yourself, you could potentially poke a vein or start bleeding, and I don't want to harm any of my YouTube subscribers. So yeah, you probably want to do that. But I do want to also say sewing is a fun experience, and I know I'm looking down from the camera a lot. It's because I'm trying not to poke myself, but sewing is a fun experience, and I love sewing so much. When I get bored, I either watch YouTube. You guys know, if you saw my other video, exactly what YouTube thing I would watch, or I sew. And sewing is one of the first things that came to my mind, other than I have always wanted to knit. And when I tried knitting, it didn't work. So I decided, well, my grandma knows how to sew. I can get her to teach me how to sew. So she taught me how to sew, and yeah, now I'm good at it. And let's say you have this much thread left. If you were to do that, you wouldn't really be able to get the needle through without poking yourself. I can do it to where I do almost the same thing that you would do to just tie it regularly, except not poke myself. And a lot of people that sew are like, yeah, I can do that too. But if you're someone that has never sewn before, has sewn a couple times, and don't know much about sewing, that can be really hard for you. But yeah. I'm kind of doing a video where it's like no pausing video, if that makes sense. Look at the mirror and say it with me. I'm gonna treat myself, treat myself, treat myself. Sorry. Ouch. That's my favorite song right now. You guys should go watch Piper Raquel's new song. It's called Treat Myself. I've been singing it a lot. I'm not sponsoring her, but I really would like to see you guys go listen to her song. Well, I really wouldn't see you, but I would really love you guys to go. So, sorry, my camera died, so I had to, finish up doing my scrunchie and stuff. But as I was saying, you guys should go listen to her new song, Treat Myself. It's really amazing. But sorry, this camera is not working right now. Not cooperating. But this was my first one that I did ever. Literally, I was just thinking, like, I really want to try and fix this because this is my favorite scrunchie. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try and fix it. And I fixed it. But we also fixed another one. Here's the other one. But yeah, here's this one. Here's both of them. And yeah, they're both fixed. So, like, I guess that it does work. It really does. And I think it would be great that if you had a scrunchie that broke while you were at school, that if you had scissors, needle, and thread, you could literally fix it in about, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And this video probably took a lot longer than it usually would take. I would actually say it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. But I think this video took longer more because I was talking most of it. So yeah. And because I was just trying to show you what to do. I am not really good at maneuvering my camera very well, so I can't just have it stand over it to where you guys can see it yet. I'm still working on that. But yeah. So I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, that's really all I have to say, except for if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so that you're notified when I post a new video. Alright, love you. Peace.